Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be continuing with Two Falls. Let's go straight into it. We're in episode 3 now. Ground Made Brittle by Autumn Hoarfrost. Start episode. We caught up with all the unread codex entries that end of the last episode. I'll probably... Anything that seems like plot critical as it happens, I'll continue to do during gameplay, but then if there's any left over, I'll try and work those in at the end of the episode. 1 week after leaving Tehun Westasta behind. So we're back with Maikan, I expect.
Perfect. This Bushinal will tell other Innu where I'm headed.
Bushinal? What's that?
Assuming other Innu actually come.
Oh, has he left like a trail marker or something? Let's look at that in the codex. There's nothing quite so comforting as the smell of fresh cut fur. Boil the sap or grind the cones and you can prepare medicine. Cut dense boughs to make carpeting and you can stay warm when sleeping on cold ground. The wood is fragrant, sturdy yet supple, making it perfect for building shelters, platforms to honour animals or Bushinal. Great-grandfather taught me how to build these structures to message other Innu about the state of our travels. Different angles and branch placements can signal where we are headed and the amount of supplies we have remaining, or the locations of safe campsites. I wonder how to build one that says I'm feeling homesick. I'm in that here. So I think I read all these, didn't I? Obviously, as it's auto-saved, it's probably before I did so. So let me just go through and make sure I've got all those done. Okay. Same for Jeanne, just so I don't get notifications. So we've done all this. There we go. So okay, so he's done this thing that's going to show others where he's gone, which I suppose is off out there.
Nothing quite like fresh cut fur.
Sorry, paused for a sneeze. Okay, let's take that as a screenshot. Let's move on. I was going to say there looks like there's a path up there, but I don't believe there is.
When I was young, I thought survival meant making the most of everything nature provides. But traveling alone reminded me survival is more than just, well, surviving. It's about connection to culture, history, people, even life itself. And those connections are everywhere. The tracks of roaming caribou, who feed us in winter, clothe us all year round.
A lot smaller than the moose tracks that Jeanne found. Okay, have a look at the caribou. There is no animal more important to Innu life than caribou. We sew its hide into warm clothes or into coverings for our shelters. We shape its bones into needles, knife hilts, necklaces and more. We turn its sun-dried tendons into strings or use them to build snowshoes, and their rich, delicious fatty meat is a staple of any good winter meal. During hunts we use a sacred buckskin drum to give Innu courage and ask the caribou master to guide us towards prey. Great-grandfather says only those who see the drum in their dreams will be chosen to play it. Maybe one day when I return home I'll receive that privilege. I'll probably do the historical facts maybe at the end. It's quite good to get Maikal's perspective on stuff as we play as Maikal, I think.
The familiar sight of a blooming yarrow great-grandfather uses to cure the ill.
So we mentioned in the previous episode the difference in the way that Maikal and Jeanne perceive the forest. I think we can see that here, all like the soft, colourful tones, the friendly music and stuff, compared to Jeanne, who sees it as a far more terrifying place. Everything's sort of much more monochrome and foreboding. It's very interesting, just sort of art direction there, just to subconsciously convey their different outlooks to the player. It's good.
The intoxicating sweetness of ikude flowers and the smell of tea brewed from its petals.
Well, the stuff with plants I might do towards the end of the episode as well.
Those connections are what kept me going back then. Because no matter the distance, I knew Innu back home survived the same way. Still, connections alone couldn't keep solitude at bay. It hurt, having no one to speak to, no one to share stories or even laugh with. But that night, everything changed.
Let's give it a step on. Ooh, tracks.
There you are.
Human tracks.
These prints were at the shipwreck, left by that woman the poacher
Oh, he's
traveled
tracking
with.
Jeanne.
If I find her, I'll find him.
Not necessarily. We go back the way she came from. I mean, probably only as far as that fallen tree, right? But, oh, okay.
Blood. Still wet.
Where are Capitan's tracks?
And lots of it.
I hope he's
That
still with her.
gunshot I heard earlier. Did it have something to do with this?
Yeah, probably about as far as we can go, but we got an interesting extra detail. He appears to be bleeding. I mean, she did have a really nasty fall, didn't she, at the last time we saw her? I'll take a look underneath this log, but then I'll probably come up and try and cross it over there. I just want to see if there's anything down here to kind of examine. No, but I can walk over this way, which is interesting. And that's the way, so I might, I don't think I can get back up there. I'm going to try and get up to that log up there and walk across it. Ooh. Oh, I thought that was like an old campfire or something. Oh, it's the dog.
Wolves.
Oh,
Not good.
not Capitan then. Oh, could I have walked up from there? No, it was a jump down. It wasn't a climb up. Okay.
What the?
Wow. Is that blood? I thought that was water on the rock. I guess it's a lot of blood.
This is bad. She must be bleeding out. Or worse. Better hurry.
Looks like the wolves were probably hunting her. Run.
Just my luck. I'll need to find some place to wait this out, with or without her.
See if we can find her before the heavens open.
A fire. She's alive.
Okay. Let's run down here until we get there. I need to make such a meal of it, Maikan. Did I call it Maikan before? It's Maikan, isn't it? I mean, any value to exploring a little bit more around the marsh? I don't know. Oh no, am I? I think I may have got stuck. No? No, am I coming? Okay, no, okay. Yeah, note to self. Don't do that. Little bits and pieces to uncover. I feel like we're down.
What is that?
That's what? Can I go over there? outside.
Who the...
Arrête! Putain d'Iroquois, tu pensais m'avoir eu?
I'm not trying to hurt you, all right? Just calm
Hang
down
on.
and...
You're Innu.
You speak Innu Aimun?
Damn well gotta speak it to trade with you folks, don't I? Now, you better have a real good fucking reason for creeping up on me. Spit it.
I've come to kill you.
I saw an accident. Up there by the brook. I was afraid someone got hurt.
Hell of a way to go in the dark just to track one stranger.
Well, you're not who I was hoping to find. But you do seem to need my help. And something tells me I'll be needing yours.
You got some real fucking nerve, kid. Lucky for you, that might not be a bad thing.
You lost a lot of blood. Let me take a look at it.
Back off. I was only hoping to see one person tonight. And it sure as shit wasn't you. So watch your goddamn step.
It was an insane situation. He could have been the man who ruined everything. Yet, I had to keep him alive, because this was my only lead to find that white pelt.
Yeah, he doesn't have his pack with him, does he?
Now, what kind of help do you need? Food, furs, my fucking hat?
I'll say we're looking for the woman. There we go.
Before I found you, I was following someone. She has information I need.
She?
A girl. And if I don't find out what she knows, my people in the East could die. Do you know where to look for someone like that?
Let's say I could tell you something. What's in it for me?
I'll make sure those injuries won't kill you. They may be serious, but I've handled worse.
Well, you sure know how to bargain with a man who's bleeding to death. But this sounds too good to be true.
Offer a card. Yeah? One of the playing cards, right?
If you're still reluctant to trust me, I can offer this as a show of faith.
So, what's your name?
Maikan?
Well, I owe you an apology, Maikan. Because I damn near shot my own guardian angel.
Angel?
It's a good thing. Don't worry about it. Here's hoping you sew half as well as my last doctor.
Are we gonna go to Jeanne now? Card money. We already had an entry on that. So, like, has he added to his thoughts on it? Oh, I think this was just question marks before. So I think he's filled that in now that he's learned a bit more about it. I'll probably read a bit of that towards the end of the episode.
It won't stop bleeding.
Yeah, how different the
I've got
wood
to keep
looks when
moving.
it's Jeanne. A lot more intimidating. And I'm guessing Capitan didn't fall down the cliff with us. I hope we find him again. Instead, I did a Google search for English Shepherd dog, and like the tricolour coat. And I can see where they're coming from, with that being the model for Capitan. It looked like the muzzle wasn't quite as sort of long or narrow as you'd expect. But that might just be to do with the art style, perhaps. Not being, not aiming to be photorealistic, but yeah, I could kind of see it. Honestly, I'm English. I'd never heard of the breed. English sheepdog, I know, and as I said before, that is something that's quite different.
I need a place to hide. Fast.
Ooh, this rock formation. Jagged. What's this? That's probably wolves, right? Doubt it's Capitan.
Paw prints. They're fresh. Could this be?
Yeah, I don't think it's Capitan. Let's, but what if it is? I'm gonna call out.
Boy! Can you hear me? Boy? Bad idea. I can't make a sound when that thing is out there.
That's a big jump. Very bleak. In her eyes, at least. I mean, if we were strolling through these woods as Maikan, it would probably look a lot different. Ooh. Oh, okay, there's a skull up.
What is that?
Some
Why?
sort of territory
Who
marker?
would do something like this?
So what is that? In its teeth. Growth of some kind, I think. We'll go that way, but I'm just gonna have a little look around these areas in case we see anything. See my shadow? I'll get around there.
Now is Quebec. But how do I make it without Pierre?
Check this way first. Don't think we're going to be able to get through with this small rock.
Is someone there?
It's like if she trips over and lands on one of these rocks, she'd literally stab herself through.
Captain?
Oh, it's not though, is it? It's going to be a wolf. We're going to chase after him because we think it's Capitan, but it won't be Capitan.
Oh no. Bones. Picked clean. Lord, I'm begging you. Don't let this happen to me.
I hope that's not Capitan. Oh, look at the shadow. It kind of looks like beast of some kind. Interesting.
I read that Bible because I needed you. And I still need you. That's the river where I met Pierre. The Saint Laurent. That's it. Maybe I can follow it. All the way west to Quebec. And then...
Wolfie.
Oh God!
Right, come on then, Jeanne. We better run this.
Someone! Help!
Got Wolfie's inbound. Shit. Hid behind her. Wolfie.
No, 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 no! God, not like this!
Captain!
Boy! Go away! Stay back!
Swing! Ooh. What a good dog he is. We're going to go back to Maikan.
Almost done.
I'm impressed. Wasn't expecting you to be a medicine man.
I'm not. But great-grandfather taught me well.
Great. Real comforting.
I didn't know what to think of Pierre at first. Just because he was hurt didn't mean he was harmless, let alone innocent. And yet, he cared about things I didn't know white men could care about.
Ugh. What are you putting in there anyway?
You want to know how the remedy's made?
Sure. Once in a lifetime chance to learn Innu healing, ain't it? Ugh. Besides, best to know what's in there before I chug it.
Teach him. Let's try and build bridges here.
All right. But I can't tell you everything without great-grandfather's permission.
No worries. Just share what you can.
This is smoked trout. For supper, not your injury.
Thank God. Was worried you'd melt fish bones into syrup or some shit.
This is a salve to help your wound mend. It's made of boiled sap and... How do you say "gabibu de panit" in French?
Champignon.
Right. Sap and champignon to staunch the bleeding. I'll borrow some muskrat furs to make bandages, and...
Whoa, whoa. You can't take my merchandise. I need those to make a living.
Listen, Pierre. Muskrat hides have oils that draw out toxins and prevent infection. Last thing we need is for an injury we treat today to fill with pus tomorrow.
God damn it. Fine. For someone who ain't a medicine man, you sure put most doctors I know to shame. All right. So what's that god-awful stuff?
Just Igure tea mixed with bear grease. It stinks, but does wonders for fatigue.
Bear grease?
Of course. You hunt, don't you? You must have tried the lard at least once. Oh. Well, it's supposed to give you energy, assuming you can stomach it.
Any chance it tastes better than it smells?
Some people say it's a little worse.
Figures.
Hey, compared to the fire water you people drink, I bet it's delicious.
Christ, this wound makes laughing hurt.
What even did that to you?
Couldn't tell. Too much fog. But it was real big and real painful. And taking that fall, going after Jeanne, didn't help the painful part.
Jeanne. Is she the woman I asked about?
Yeah. We were traveling together till that thing showed up.
Do you think she's still alive?
Wouldn't be the first time she survived some crazy shit. When we met by the river, she just crawled out of this god-awful shipwreck. Should have seen her. Skin and bones, soaking wet, shaking like a leaf. Girl looked done for. But she's got moxie like men twice her size. If I'm still kicking, she must be too.
Wait. If you were at that shipwreck and heading west, then... I found this pendant by the beach. The same place you met that woman. Do you recognize it?
Sorry, kid. I ain't a man of God any more than you are.
Wait, so this isn't yours?
Never has been, never will be. And I plan to keep it that way.
Huh. No connection to the poacher. Good to know you're not responsible then.
Whoa. Responsible for what?
A white man like you did something terrible to my home. And great-grandfather says a spirit will punish us all for his crime. Unless I set things right. Countless Innu could die come winter.
Shit. Sounds serious.
It lashes out because of a butchered wolf the poacher defiled. If I retrieve the stolen fur, I should be able to appease it. But white wolves are rare enough. Tracking a single pelt is...
Hold up. White? Mon bleu. Jeanne. She has one. Freshly skinned, pale as snow. And she's taking it west. Call that a coincidence if you want, but...
That's it! I just need to find her!
You and me both. So what do you say to teaming up? Help me find her. I help you find that fur.
Honestly, I need all the help I can get right now. I look forward to traveling with you.
Right back at you, partner.
Best we start healing you. Show me that wound. frozen over. Like he was mauled by cold.
Jesus, kid. You okay? Is it that bad?
No. It's just... it looks familiar.
Okay, so it's at this point of the editing process that I realised I'd cleverly muted my microphone during the recording and forgot to turn it back on for the rest of this episode. So I'm going to sort of dub over certain parts of it just to say that it was quite a short episode, that one, so we're going to go into the next one and see where it takes us. But we're 2 weeks later, somewhere in the heart of Nouvelle France's wilderness. Now, I probably won't commentate a lot on the action, but I will in certain parts to explain sort of dialogue decisions,
After
but
fighting
otherwise
back a pack
I'll
of
let the
wolves
narrators
and spending
get on
half
with
a
it.
month trying to reach Quebec alone, I thought the worst was finally behind us. But the worst was just beginning. Come on, let's find food before it gets dark.
One thing I did want to make an observation on at this point, though, is that it seems to me that, Jeanne's been in the wilderness for a couple of weeks at this point, and it seems to me like the colour palette is changing when we're seeing it through her eyes, like it's becoming brighter, less monochrome or colours. Perhaps as, she as a person has grown a lot more familiar with it. But interesting to know in the comments your thoughts on that, whether, she's becoming more acclimatised to it and doesn't see it quite as frightening as she did before, and that's why the colours aren't so muted and stuff anymore. Let me know your thoughts anyway. It just struck me as quite interesting.
This place sure is beautiful sometimes. Let's hope it stays that way for once. Even colder than last night. If this keeps up, foraging alone won't cut it. Boy, what's wrong? Oh, they're not running. That's right. I'm not going to hurt you. Good girl. Proud of yourself?
You're lucky I can't stay mad at you.
At least they left us fruit. Getting sick of nuts and berries, though. Wait. Is that a campfire? Maybe they can help us. Just like Pierre did.
Indio? Yeah, we know. Easy. I'm not trying to hurt you. My name is Tejon Wastasta. I come in peace.
Wait. You speak... But you're not...
A Frenchman? Nah, afraid not. Though people say I have the accent for it. Is something wrong?
No, I'm fine. I just... I wasn't sure that, people like you even knew our language.
We're only different colors, not different species.
Oh, Right. Sorry?
It's all right. Besides, you surprised me, too. Hadn't expected the first white lady I meet to live in the middle of the woods.
I'm Jeanne, by the way. And this is Capitaine.
A pleasure to meet you. Though, I must admit, it's a confusing place to meet. I heard French women never leave Quebec's settlements. And that's days from here.
Well, you see... I'm not exactly from here.
Are any white folk from here?
No, I mean, I didn't live in the colonies. I came from France. But there was an accident. I got stranded and... I could really use a hand reaching Quebec. I know it's a lot to ask, especially coming from a stranger, but please, if there's any way you can...
I'm sorry, but I cannot accompany you. I'm needed elsewhere, and soon. However, the Frenchmen I work with, they're headed for a trading post nearby. If you're willing to work, I could ask them to provide food and shelter to last the winter.
I'd be more than willing. I'll cut wood, sew clothes, do laundry, anything.
Seems like you'll enjoy being cooped up there more than me. Come, I'll introduce you. Maybe get you food and a seat by the fire, too.
Thanks, Tehonasa. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. But it's Tehon Wastasta.
Tehoa. Wait, no. Teosata.
Just call me Tehon. By the way, how did you get so lost in the first place?
So for this one, it kind of seemed to me that he knows about the shipwreck, because we, when we were playing Maikan, we saw him on the beach anyway, but he hadn't necessarily
I
seen
was sailing
Pierre.
for Quebec with a group of other women. But our ship got caught in a storm and...
That wreckage? By the Saint Laurent? That was yours?
Yeah. Captain and I are the only ones who made it. Then a fur trader found us, tried to lead us home. But we were forced to go on without him.
I see. Is he the one who gave you that wolf skin?
It was supposed to be alone. Why do you ask?
Oh, it, just reminded me of something a friend told me.
We were fine until we found that kid at the beach. Now, you can barely sleep a wink.
What if he's the thing howling on us? But the werewolf?
Quit saying stupid shit. He was Innu, not Lucifer.
Indio, sorry for the wait.
Finally! Where were you?
Hello?
A woman? More like a fucking beauty.
These two needed help. I offered to take them with us to the post.
Since when do you get to make that kind of decision?
I couldn't just leave them there.
You're not in charge of this crew. I am. And I say we have no room for dead weight.
Wait. Please. I won't slow you down, I swear.
Yeah, don't be harsh, Albert. I mean, just look at her. She's a real...
Easy now. Let's stay calm. She's not asking for the shirts off our backs, just a little compassion. The woods haven't been kind to her. And neither has the shipwreck.
Shipwreck? What? That floating death trap by the Saguenay?
I can describe the scene if you don't believe me. Everything from the grave I dug to the bloody driftwood.
How goddamn stupid do you think we are?
Excuse me?
You're telling me a nobody tramp like you survived that? And made it all the way here alone? If you're gonna lie, at least make it convincing.
I'm not lying! A coureur des bois found me. He helped me get this far, taught me to survive.
Right. And where's this coureur des bois now, eh?
We got separated.
So right, let me get this straight.
Wait, what are you...
Random bastard shows up in the middle of nowhere to save you, then disappears, and he just gave you a pelt that nice out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah. Her story reeks of bullshit.
Christ, what if she's a thief? Or a witch?
Next words out of your mouth better be the goddamn truth.
Yeah. How'd you really get your hands on that pelt?
And why's a harlot like you got a damn Bible?
Well, well. Wait till the boss hears about this.
No. You mustn't get the Jesuit involved.
Jesuit?
For this choice, I kind of figured that she was more of a religious persuasion, that she wouldn't necessarily be too worried about running into a Catholic priest, so that's why I went with the right option on this one.
Why should I be scared of a Jesuit? I'm a good Christian woman.
Maybe you are. But that's not gonna save you from me. Get rope. I don't want her running off.
Albert, please, you can't.
Hey, learn your place or I'll remind you of it, Wendat.
I always believed honesty was a virtue. But that day... Fine, take me to him. I've been trying to tell you I'm supposed to meet your leader.
The hell'd you say?
I decided to go with the Tejon choice this time, as we sort of built a bit of trust with him. It seemed like it could be a good idea.
What kind of woman in her right mind who travels alone would randomly trust a strange, potentially violent Indian she just met?
Jeanne?
Let alone if he's leading her to uncivilized, lecherous men.
Well, I mean...
Shit. That is weird.
Then why the hell did you follow him?
Tell them how he asked you to guide faithful souls his way.
It's exactly as she says. Augustin even told me the post was lacking a woman's touch.
Fine. You can come. But what happens after we reach the post is your problem. And you better pray to God I don't find out you were lying. Get her food. I don't want her hungry ass slowing us down.
Albert! You can't be serious. She's...
I said do it, you fucking inbreds!
Funny, isn't it? I lied because I was afraid of death. Of being alone. Yet, both those fears came true in the end.
And there we go. We'll leave it there for this time. I'll just put it on this screen as we're not done with this chapter yet, so before it proceeds. Just say thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be fantastic. Be sure to leave me comments as well. Always look forward to hearing your thoughts on the games I'm playing. And if you're watching this and not yet subscribed to the channel, if you could do that, that'd be amazing. And apologies once again for muting my microphone, but hopefully I'll remember next time. Thanks very much, and bye for now.